I was careless.
What happened, Oliver?
Yesterday, after lunch break, there was a small English quiz, but I forgot to write my name. So the teacher said it's unacceptable to forget to write your name, so I got a 0.
Really? That's a bit harsh. I know you've been studying hard, Oliver, so I'm a little disappointed too.
I know, right? I wish they would have been a bit more lenient.
Yeah, it might be a bit too strict, but I understand what you mean, Oliver, and I also understand the teacher's point of view. If you forget to write your name on an important exam, you would get a 0. The teacher probably wants to prevent you from making such a big mistake.
That's true. I need to be careful not to make such mistakes. But I feel like it's not just about putting in effort.
I feel like there's nothing I can do about feeling sleepy after eating lunch. Do you have any good solutions?
Well, since your performance can vary greatly depending on whether you're sleepy or alert, it's important to think out solutions. It's admirable that you're not just relying on sheer willpower, but are looking for concrete methods. Actually, there are several reasons why you might feel sleepy during the day. But how about I explain some measures you can take to avoid feeling sleepy as much as possible?
I'd appreciate that.
So this time, I'll explain the reasons why you might feel sleepy during the day and the solutions to that.
Oliver, what do you think are the reasons why you might feel sleepy during the day?
I feel like whether or not you had a good night's sleep a day before is really important.
You're right. The quality of sleep is one of the crucial factors. When you feel sleepy, it means your body is craving for sleep. So if you had a good sleep the night before, your sleepiness during the day will be improved to some extent.
In other words, the first way to improve daytime sleepiness is to enhance the quality of your night's sleep. Oliver, what do you think we should do to improve the quality of sleep?
Let me think.
Maybe not using a smartphone before going to bed.
I believe that would be the most effective.
By the way, do you use a smartphone before sleeping, Oliver?
I must admit, I often fall asleep while watching videos.
It's commendable that you can admit that. We often hear that looking at your phone before bed is not good, but not many people seem to be able to act on it. I think this is because people don't understand the magnitude of what they're losing by looking at their smartphones before bed, and because they're not being taught proper measures to avoid it.
You're right. I often hear vague stories about how the quality of sleep can deteriorate, but I don't think I've heard many concrete examples.
According to one theory, looking at your smartphone before bed can reduce the quality of your sleep,
resulting in a loss of nearly $100,000 in your lifetime.
Wait, $100,000 is a lot of money, isn't it?
Sleepiness greatly affects things like work performance.
I personally believe the difference can be more than $100,000, but for now, let's proceed with the premise of the $100,000 we found in our research.
With $100,000, your life choices can expand significantly.
You can fully indulge in your hobbies or even afford a rather luxurious round the world trip to see breathtaking views. That's how much the quality of sleep directly affects the richness of your life. When you think about it this way, I think you'll realize that by looking at your smartphone before bed, you're giving up on future possibilities.
Yeah, I don't think it's worth watching videos before bed. I want to stop looking at my smartphone starting tonight.
That's a good mindset. Next, I'll explain how to sleep without looking at your smartphone. If you've gotten into the habit of looking at your smartphone before bed, it might be a bit tough at first, but it's an important thing in life, so try to incorporate it into your real life.
Yeah, I got it.
The measures are divided into 2 stages. The second is to resist for just 20 seconds when you want to use your smartphone. First, let me explain the measure of not placing your smartphone by your pillow. People who look at their smartphones before bed have a habit of doing so. And the best way to break this bad habit is to make the process of looking at your smartphone a hassle. If you have your smartphone by your pillow, you can use it as soon as you want to. Whereas, for example, just placing your smartphone on your study desk requires a series of tasks, such as turning on the light by your pillow, getting up from bed, walking to your study desk, and picking up your smartphone. Your brain really hates and dislikes this work.
I see. So the strategy of not placing your smartphone by your pillow is a scientifically proven method to stop the habit of looking at the smartphone by exploiting the mechanism of the brain.
Exactly. By the way, the more troublesome the process from being asleep to being able to use your smartphone is, the better. You could leave it in another room or even turn it off before bed.
I got it.
Next is the second stage of the measure to stop looking at your smartphone before bed. I'll explain the method of resisting for just 20 seconds. Even if you turn off your smartphone or take it to another room, you may still want to use it. At that time, please resist seriously for just 20 seconds. The point here is not to try to resist all the time, but just for 20 seconds. Humans have a hard time getting motivated and exerting willpower for abstract goals. So set a clear and achievable time of 20 seconds. And while you're resisting, give yourself the suggestion to forget the habit of using your smartphone.
Self-suggestion sounds a bit like a theory of willpower, and I might be a little hesitant.
Self-suggestion may sound simple and silly, but it's a legitimate measure that has been confirmed to be effective in research.
Oh, is that so? It's worth a try then? But I was wondering, isn't it necessary to chat with lovers or friends online at night to maintain good human relationships? I feel like there might be some situations where it's tough not to use a smartphone at night. Is there a way to use a smartphone without compromising the quality of sleep?
Well, it's best not to use your smartphone before bed, but there are some measures you can take.
Oliver, do you know about the night mode on your smartphone? I've heard of it. It's a function that reduces the color and intensity of the screen light, right?
That's correct. By the way, depending on the type of smartphone, it may be called night mode or dark mode, but they all offer the same function. By using this feature, you can minimize the impact of your smartphone on your sleep. The primary reason smartphones disrupt sleep quality is due to their light. Exposure to blue light or intense light can disrupt your body's internal clock. The human body distinguishes between day and night by light, so if you are exposed to too much light before bed, your body may mistake it for daytime and fail to enter sleep mode. Therefore, by activating night mode, which cuts off the awakening blue light or intense light, you can improve your sleep quality. Also, using glasses that cut blue light can be an option.
Oh, is that so?
But remember, using your smartphone before bed is generally taboo.
Considering the overall loss in life, it's better not to use it, right? I'll consider it as a last resort.
Yes, please keep that in mind. The conversation got a bit long, so let's summarize. There are several factors that can make you sleepy during the day, one of which is the poor quality of sleep at night. The best way to improve the quality of your nighttime sleep is not to use your smartphone before bed. There are 2 steps to this. The first step is not to keep your smartphone by your pillow, but to make it inaccessible. The second step is to resist using your smartphone for 20 seconds and to forget about using it by self-suggestion. If you have to use your smartphone at night, please use night mode as a last resort.
I see. I understand that the quality of nighttime sleep affects daytime sleepiness and how to improve sleep quality. But are there any other good countermeasures against sleepiness?
There are other effective methods. One of them is to review your diet. Specifically, it's recommended to reduce the amount of oily food you eat. Generally, it's said that eating carbohydrates causes blood sugar levels to fluctuate drastically, leading to sleepiness. But fundamentally, it's important to reduce the amount of fat in your diet.
Why do greasy foods affect the quality of sleep? I wonder?
Well, consuming too much fat can disrupt hormone balance. Including humans, animal bodies have evolved to survive in the natural world. Therefore, they may not respond well to situations that are unlikely to occur in nature, causing abnormalities in the bodies. In modern society, humans have developed efficient livestock farming methods, making greasy foods easily accessible. However, even in nature, there are hardly any opportunities to eat foods rich in fat. Therefore, when you eat high-fat foods, the human body can't respond well. The hormone balance is disrupted, and as a result, you can't get a good night's sleep.
I see. Indeed, the development of livestock farming is a recent event in the history of life. So, our bodies are not used to eating greasy foods and can't respond well.
Yeah, something like that.
By the way, I've heard that there are good and bad fats. If you eat a meal rich in good fats, what happens to the quality of sleep?
There seems to be a difference of opinion among experts on that. But even if it's a good fat, it seems that it's not good to take too much. The so-called good fats are unsaturated fatty acids found in things like olive oil. This oil is not something you can get a lot of when living in nature. So overeating, it can cause discomfort in the body. So, from the perspective of sleep quality, it doesn't seem to be very good. However, taking bad fats, as they are commonly referred to, does more damage to the body than taking good fats. So oils like olive oil seem to be gentler on sleep.
So even oils that are considered good for the body can have a negative impact on sleep.
Yeah, that's right. By the way, the scary thing about greasy meals is that they can start a negative loop and get stuck in a quagmire. When you eat greasy foods, the quality of your sleep declines. Furthermore, when the quality of sleep deteriorates, you end up wanting to eat greasy junk food. This leads to a further decline in sleep quality, and you end up wanting to eat high-fat meals again, making it difficult to break out of the negative cycle.
Wow, really? I knew junk food was bad for the body, but I didn't know it could trigger a chain reaction with sleep quality and turn into a quagmire. If it's bad for the body, maybe we should avoid fats altogether.
Well, that's not necessarily the case. While it's not good for the body to consume too much fat, having too little is also a problem. Fat is needed to form good quality cell membranes and produce hormones. No matter what the ingredient is, it's important to keep taking it in the right amount. Also, as I mentioned a little, when explaining why you don't get burned in a 100 sauna, even toxic substances can have a positive effect on the body when taken in small amounts, a phenomenon called hormesis. So, I don't think you need to go out of your way to avoid certain ingredients.
Everything in moderation is the key, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Regarding high-fat meals, we tend to overconsume them in our daily lives, so it's better to limit them. But I think it's not good for our bodies to resist too much, so it's fine to indulge occasionally.
I feel like I end up eating a lot of greasy foods, like chips and mayonnaise without realizing it, so I'll be more careful. I've understood from our conversation how to tackle the root cause of daytime sleepiness, but is there a good method to reset sleepiness on the spot when I've already become sleepy?
There's a scientifically proven method that works. When you actually get sleepy, it's good to take a short nap. If you practice everything we've talked about so far, you can significantly reduce daytime sleepiness. But due to genetic issues and such, there's an inevitable part where you'll feel sleepy to some extent. So to counteract that, I'll explain a good nap method to refresh your mind and wake up your eyes when you feel sleepy.
When you say a good nap, does that mean there are bad naps too?
That's right. But if I start talking about bad methods, there's no end to it. So this time, I'll explain a good nap method. The scientifically proven good nap method is to drink coffee and close your eyes for 20 minutes.
Wait, wouldn't drinking coffee make it impossible to take a nap?
No, that's not necessarily the case. Indeed, drinking coffee before going to bed at night significantly reduces the quality of sleep, so it's better to avoid it. But drinking coffee before a nap is very rational. The reason why drinking coffee wakes you up is because of a substance called caffeine. And it's said that the effect of caffeine starts about 30 minutes after intake. So, if you drink coffee before a nap, your body starts to wake up due to caffeine by the time you wake up. In other words, the sluggishness of your body after a nap is reduced, and you can wake up feeling refreshed.
Drinking coffee before a nap does seem rational, but I can't really take a good nap in the first place. I often give up on sleeping because I can't get into it.
You don't have to worry about that. In fact, you don't necessarily have to sleep for a nap. Just closing your eyes has a solid effect on relieving sleepiness, so you don't have to force yourself to sleep.
Hey, is that so? I thought I had to sleep because it's called a nap. I've been having trouble sleeping. The more I try to sleep, the less I can.
Thank you, Emma. I learned a lot this time, too. I'm glad you're happy.
But I'm a little worried if I can remember everything you taught me.
Well, I've talked about a lot of things. As usual, I'll review what we've talked about in the final summary, so check it again there.
I understand.
If you start to feel less sleepy during the day, your work efficiency will increase. And I think you will have more free time and be able to do more than before. It may seem like a modest effort, but this kind of steady effort is the most efficient way to change your life. So let's keep making small efforts every day.
Yes, I'll do that.
So, to summarize this time, there are 3 main ways to reduce daytime sleepiness. One is to stop using your smartphone before bed. If you use your smartphone at night, your body will mistake it for daytime due to the light from the smartphone, and your body will wake up. If your body is awake, your sleep will be worse and your sleep quality will decrease. One of the causes of daytime sleepiness is that you are not getting enough sleep in the first place, and your body needs sleep. By improving the quality of your night's sleep, you can suppress daytime sleepiness. There are 2 measures to stop using your smartphone. One is not to put your smartphone by your pillow, and the other is to resist using your smartphone for 20 seconds and suggest to yourself to forget to use your smartphone. If you have to use your smartphone at night, please use it in night mode. The second way to reduce daytime sleepiness is to avoid greasy meals. If you eat a lot of greasy food, your body's hormone balance will be disrupted and you will not be able to sleep well. However, completely cutting out oil is not good for your body, so it is important to moderate it. The third measure for sleepiness is to take a nap. By drinking coffee and closing your eyes for 20 minutes, you can wake up.
I understand. I will start taking action from today.
It's commendable to take immediate action. It may not be noticeable, but it should definitely lead everyone's lives in a better direction. So that's it for this time. Thank you for listening to the end. I plan to explain common questions like this, so feel free to visit again. So, thank you for watching.